All and welcome to another garden update. This is my product plug. I've been using the Magnificent Garden multi-purpose plant food on this patch. This has been my tester patch. This is what the soil in it looks like. It is gray clay and landfill fill soil, and these things are taller than me now. They're on track to be 10 feet tall by the end of the season. This guy needs to get trimmed. This is just going to be a lot of green waste for my compost pile and for my beds. Everything's coming along. The garden's a little wilty because it's the middle of the day and it's really hot, but this bed here is, this was a kind of tester of a bunch of different stuff. Didn't do well. I didn't put enough compost on it when I planted stuff, so I think that's the problem. Same for that bed over there, with the addition that bed further back right there has been attacked by squirrels over and over and over, so I can't get any seeds to come up in it. Got lots of tomatillos, or going to have lots of tomatillos, so lots of salsa. There's purple and green tomatillos there. The bush beans are starting. I was hoping that there would be more and bigger, but there's some sort of issue here. I didn't use a lot of compost here either, so I think they're underfed and probably not getting enough water. That doesn't have great water holding capacity with just the wood chips underneath. Tons and tons of cucumbers I've already started harvesting. Here's one of them. But these are pickling cucumbers. These aren't slicing cucumbers. Ooh, I really got to go in here and harvest some more, 'cause I've got lots of them coming up. Lots of them. So if anybody wants some pickles, my mother is giving me her pickle recipe in the near future, and it's really good. Two different kinds of blackberries, both are doing well. You can really tell the difference in the growing traits between the black satin and the Chester thornless. This is Heritage red raspberries. I'm going to have some raspberries, but not many this year, but still, it's nice to see them coming up on the first year I put them in. The Ann yellow raspberries are not coming back. I think these are just gone for, and I'm going to have to replace them in the summer or next year, or in the fall or next year. This is the onion bed. My friendly neighborhood raccoon has gone through here and dug up all of the onions and ate a bunch of them, and then dug up in the beds around it. So I just went through and put this back together yesterday, and he came through last night and dug some more. So thanks, raccoon. Next year, I think I'm going to plant onions in a far corner away from everything else. So if this does happen again, he won't destroy everything. The tomatoes are looking good, especially this Super Sweet 100 cherry tomato. Again, for height comparison, and the bed is about ankle high is all. So that's a solid 6.5 foot tomato plant. The early girl is starting to ripen up and got lots of tomatoes on that. Mr. Raccoon has destroyed this bean bed as well, so about half of the bean plants are coming up compared to what I planted. So much for that. Those are purple, yellow, and green string beans. This tomato is an heirloom tomato. It makes this cool shape, and there's a lot of fruit on that, and so I should be getting a lot of that soon. Acorn squash, got acorn squash starting here, all through in here. It's been about 10 days since the last time I took a video, and the plants have more than doubled, so they're really liking this heat, and it's to the point where they are shading out this tomato plant. This is Cherokee Purple. It's a kind of heirloom Brandywine tomato, I think. These tomatoes are coming along. Got plenty coming here, even though the plants aren't that big, they're alive. Comfrey is not liking the summer heat. You can tell I water it constantly, and it's just they're very drought tolerant once their taproot is established, but it takes a while for that to happen. The taproot goes down about 30 feet, so and that's part of why you use the comfrey as a fertilizer and compost amendment, is the deep taproot pulls up a lot of nutrients that aren't available otherwise and brings them up to the top of the soil, stores them in the leaves. You compost the leaves have lots of nutrients. The strawberries are starting to take the runners, they're putting out a lot of runners here. So I'm taking these runners and just burying them in the center and hoping that they shoot off roots that way. Some of them already have, like this one's rooted, this one's rooted, this one is not. I'll go through and fix this later. But I'm trying to get a lot of strawberry runners so I can fill out this bed. I'm down to 3 plants of one variety of strawberry, about 10 of another variety, maybe 15 after all the runners. And then the third variety I planted is completely dead. That was planted in this bed. Squirrels destroyed it. Been harvesting zucchini every other day and getting a ton. The plants are getting eaten by bugs, you can really see, but they're still putting off zucchini, so you know I have more than I can eat, so I'm not really worried about the bugs getting their fill too. Peppers are struggling, but we're getting some. Not on that one, that's a cayenne, and I haven't seen anything on the cayenne pepper, but getting jalapenos for sure. These, ooh, yeah, my flower garden is coming, or gardens. Oh, big butterfly. Hello, big butterfly who likes nasturtiums. Pretty butterfly. Are coming along, and the bugs are loving them, as you can tell. Same with the borage over here, these purple flowers, blue purple flowers. See tons of honeybees on them every day, so I'm going to plant more honeybee plants because the pollinators are active here. They weren't really here in the spring, so it's nice to see them active now. These are yellow pear cherry tomatoes. They're coming along. This is what they look like. They get yellow. Yeah. The trees have been having some problems. There's this yellowing, and I guess it's really turning white on some of the apples, but the tips aren't so happy on these, so we'll see what happens with that. But I went through and fertilized with that Amazing Garden fertilizer that I showed earlier, and I'm seeing if that makes a difference. The honeyberries are not liking the heat. They're not growing. We'll see if they come back. Like this guy is not happy. And really, they're supposed to die back in the summer, but they didn't get well established in the spring, so I'm not sure how well they're going to do in the fall when it gets cooler and they're supposed to be growing again. Horseradish is getting eaten by bugs, but there's still enough leaves to make good roots, and really horseradish comes back year after year, and so I'm not really worried about it. I might just not harvest any this year, wait till next year when the roots get a lot bigger. Pineapple sage, if anybody wants some, I've got tons, and I've eaten like 3 sprigs so far. The fruit trees in general are doing well, except from that yellowing that I was talking about, or the, I guess, whitening. And then don't judge, I haven't weeded back here in a long time, like probably about a week and a half at this point. But the asparagus is coming along, and I'm up to, I think, about 8 or 10 asparagus plants that have come up. So there will be asparagus long term. That's mostly what I have. No sign of inoculation on the mushrooms. It's really too hot for the shiitakes to do much, I think. And I've been saving all of my wood ash. I'm steadily making my way through the big pile of logs because I want to burn them down to reduce the volume, increase the potency. Used like this, the white stuff is high in potassium. Pot ash is potassium fertilizer, and it comes from burning woods down to the white ash inside pots with low air, so high potassium. It way increases soil pH, which is a problem, but it's free and it's an amendment, and I'll use it. And then the black ash chunks hold water relatively well and provide a underground environment for beneficial bacteria. So that's all going to get mixed into the annual beds when I turn them this fall. For now, I'm just saving it up in bins. Last one, I have 3 bins there and another 3 bins in the back corner. These are my bins full of weeds and water, and I'm rotting them down, and so far they're doing well, like they're rotting as intended, but this is going to be probably another month before I'm ready to use it as fertilizer. That's the reason why I'm doing it, is to kill off the invasive stuff and then use it as fertilizer later. This is about 2 months out. And then this one hasn't had water put into it, and it's not quite full yet. So that's the one I'm working on. That's all I got. Take care, y'all.